DreAllDay.com.
We're about to talk about building a brand, and what I want to talk about is that phrase that I just used. What we talking about actually? We're talking about fans. And when you're building a brand, sometimes a lot of people ask me questions, when it comes to building a brand. How do you get people to become your fans? Like maybe you got 5 fans, maybe you got 50 fans, maybe you got 100,000 fans. And some people, when they're starting out, they're starting to put out their YouTube, or they're starting to Periscope, or they're starting to do whatever it is they're doing. They ask me, like, Dre, how do I actually start to build? Oh, Southwest Philly, that's what's up, Zangelo. They start to build their brand. They're like, how do I generate more fans? And before I even actually tell y'all about that, let me just give you a little bit of background on myself for those of you who don't know. Some of y'all I know me from. Maybe we did business together. We do business together. Some of y'all might know me from YouTube with the basketball videos. My name's Dre Baldwin from Philadelphia, South Florida native. As far as building the brand goes, I published over 4,000 videos to YouTube, over 4,000 blog posts on my website. I'm just the content king of the internet, and you could weigh that against anybody you can name. I done put out more content for free than anybody you can name. So I talk about these topics all the time about building the brand, because people always ask me these questions. So I'm putting this out here right now to tell y'all about this. This is something actually I talked about in a speech at the Boca Raton Chamber of Commerce a couple weeks ago. But here's the thing. When you're talking about building a fan, the number one thing that you got to understand is you only pay attention to the people who are buying into what you have. They're buying what you're selling. When I say buying, understand that doesn't mean money. For somebody to buy into what you're selling these days is not about them actually pulling out their credit or debit card, or about actually buying something from you in cash. What about people who are good without practice? Astro, I don't know how that applies to what I'm talking about, but you can hold that question so I'll open it up for questions. I will answer every question. Now, here's the thing. What was I just saying? Now, you threw me off there, Astro, but here's the thing. Look, when you're talking about getting people's buy-in, that doesn't mean money. Today, the number one currency is not money, it's attention. Because if you open your phone, you look at your phone right now, don't look at your phone because then you're going to lose the stream. But if you look at your phone, you got Facebook, you got Instagram, you got Twitter, you got all these websites. Everybody's blogging. Everybody got a website. Everybody's emailing you. There's TV. You got the actual people in real life that's around you. You might be at work. You might be running your business. You got your kids. You got your dog. You got the guy next door. You got somebody knocking at your door. You got the UPS truck going by. There's a cop around the corner with the siren on. There's a million things competing for your attention. So how do you get somebody to pay attention to what it is that you're doing? Well, first of all, you got to establish your brand. We're going to get into that in this and subsequent videos. But number one thing is that if you want somebody to buy into what you got, the first thing they got to pay you with is attention. They got to pay attention to you. Oh, yes, please get the heart beating, everybody. If you're watching this stream, please keep hitting those hearts. Please keep hitting the hearts. We're up to 180, I think 183,000. It's not, I'm looking at it on a computer while I'm doing the stream, and it actually shows the hearts updating in real time. So I'm at 184,872. We getting to 200,000 a day. I don't care if I got to do 50 streams. We getting to 200,000. There's a guarantee. Yeah, there's the hearts. That's what I like. So look. I keep losing my stream of thought right here. All right, it's 9 o'clock in Bosnia. So look, the first thing you got to get people to pay before they pay you money is that they got to pay you attention. If they're not paying attention to you, they can't pay money to you. You think about the last places you spent money. Today, the last couple places I spent money, I went to the barbershop. I had to pay him. I paid him money, but first I had to pay attention because he had to say, Dre, you ready? I had to go sit in the chair, and he had to cut my hair so that I could pay him money. Before that, I went to the dry cleaners. At the dry cleaners, I had to pay attention to them, like, oh, where's the dry cleaners at? Go to the dry cleaners, give them the shirt, tell them I need this clean, I need to pick it up by tomorrow. They said, all right, it costs $325. Then I paid them money. Then they went and cleaned the shirt or do whatever they're going to do with the shirt. Before that, I went to the gas station. When I go to the gas station, first I got to pay attention to the gas station because there's more than one gas station. I had to pick one, stop there, say, hey, I want to fill up pump number 5, fill up the pump, then I can pay them money. Y'all understand that? Chris asked me, do I still go to the barber? Absolutely. My hair been a little bit long for the last couple of weeks, but I got to cut down. But anyway, look, here's the point. The first thing people got to pay to you is attention. So sometimes people ask me, Dre, well, what if it's not a lot of people paying attention to me? I've had friends who started YouTube channels, and they like, Dre, I started a YouTube channel, and I made like 5 videos. What's going on, Malik? Listen, they like, Dre, I started a YouTube channel, I made like 5 videos, but nobody's watching them. I only got like 10 views on my videos. Or I got a Facebook page, but I only got like 30 likes on my whole page. Or yeah, I've been tweeting, but I only got 25 followers on Twitter. Or yeah, I'm on Instagram, but you know, the last picture I posted on Instagram, it only got 6 likes. Like, y'all know when you on Instagram and a picture, or yours or somebody else's, their picture got so few likes that it shows each individual's name who liked it. It don't say 49 likes, but it says how they say the name of each individual person. So they're not getting a lot of likes on their Instagram, so people kind of feel sheepish about it, like they're embarrassed, like, y'all, I keep doing Instagram, but I'm not getting any likes on my posts. Y'all know exactly what I'm talking about, right? Yes, please keep coming with the hearts. Heidi Ali 79. So I'm looking at you to lead it, Heidi. I want to see that yellow. I think you yellow, so I want to see some yellow in those hearts. And please swipe to the right, share this on your feeds, let people know Work on Your Game University's in session. This is free school. You ain't got to go to summer school no more. Raider Nation Raw, I know you the leader. I know. Ain't no question about that. I know. Trust me. So please, y'all, keep hitting the hearts. We're at 186,000 right now. What's going on, James Bueno? Look, so here's the point. People always talk about, oh, I don't have a lot of fans. Not a lot of people paying attention to me. Number one thing you got to understand is put all your attention on the people who are paying attention. All right. Cassie, what we talking about is what we talking about with people being dead. We're not talking about somebody being actually physically dead. It's an analogy that I'm going to get to. I didn't even get to explain it yet. But what I'm talking about here is building a brand, establishing your brand, and knowing how to pay attention to the right people and what exactly you're going to pay attention to is all a mindset thing. And I'm going to explain this right now because what I specialize in, ladies and gentlemen, I do talk about the technical aspects of stuff, but I'm really big on the mindset of things, because when people have the right mindset with what they're doing, you will figure out how to get it done. And you could do it different ways. There's not one right way to do anything. But when you don't have the right mindset, you're not going to get it right no matter what you try. I don't care if you took the most successful person you know in whatever field you're in and copied exactly what they did, step for step, word for word. Without the right mindset, you're not going to get the same results. So one of the things that I title myself is as an empowerment expert. So I empower people to get the right mindset so then they can do their thing. I don't tell people what to do. I get you in the right mind frame, show you some steps of what has worked, what might work, some things you can try out, and then you go do it in the field. You field test it, and then you get your results. All right, but anyway, let me get to the point. Well, thank you, Heidi. I've been doing it for a long time. You know, I didn't talk in about 10,000 videos. I didn't spend 10,000 hours. Ain't that the number, 10,000 hours talking? I didn't spend 10,000 hours talking to cameras and people, so I should be good at it. So I appreciate it. Yes, this will go on YouTube for those who are asking. So if you got to leave, this will be on YouTube in a week or two. But let me get back to the point. All right, look. You pay attention to, yes, really, seriously, Heidi, yes. So all the people who are paying attention to your brand, those are the only people you focus on. So any of you watch the TV show Shark Tank? If you watch the TV show Shark Tank, please let me know that you do, and tell me who's your favorite shark on Shark Tank, because I'm going to make a point that comes straight from that show so y'all can understand what I'm saying. Some of you might already know what I'm about to say. If you watch the TV show Shark Tank, tell me that you watch it and tell me who your favorite shark is. All right, Raider Nation does not watch Shark Tank. If you're going to watch TV at all, that's probably the only show worth watching. All right, Base Danny likes Kevin O'Leary. Who else? Does anybody else watch Shark Tank? But anyway, on the TV show Shark Tank, the comments is coming through too slow. But anyway, keep hitting the hearts, y'all. If you watch the TV show Shark Tank, what y'all got to understand, all right, so somebody said the guy who looks like Brandon Carter, the white guy who looks like Brandon Carter, I don't know who that is. Owner of the Mavs, Mark Cuban. James Bueno said he doesn't watch that bullshit. Shark Tank is not bullshit, man. It's a business show. It's the only good show on TV because it teaches you about business. You actually apply it to your life instead of, reality TV or some other BS, maybe sports, I guess. But look, on the reality show Shark Tank is a business show. For those who don't know, it's a show where a whole bunch of people come in, they got a business or they have a business idea. They present it to 5 people who are like millionaire and billionaire investors, and they present their business, and they see it comes on NBC, to Google it. I mean, YouTube it. You can watch shows on YouTube. But anyway, look, they go on, they present their business. I might be Dre. I might say, yo, I got this business. It's called Work on Your Game Enterprises, and we sell basketballs and T-shirts. And I want one of you to invest $1 million in my business for 10%, for a 10% equity share in my business. All right, so I want one of the sharks. And those 5 sharks, the 5 people, they sit there and they start hitting me with all these questions. Like, hey, Dre, what are your sales? What's your business model? Who's your competition? How many sales you do last month? How many sales you projected to do in the next 10 years? Why should I invest in you? What's your background? How do you know that this is going to work out? What's the competitive advantage of what you're doing? What are you doing and nobody else can do it. So they start grilling you with all these questions. And they put this on a TV show that lasts like 5 minutes. But then they actually say, if you read articles from the Sharks, then these actual pitches, when I go up there and I pitch my business to the investors, it actually takes like an hour to 2 hours for them to ask all their questions, because they asking a ton of questions. What are your sales? What's your competitive advantage? Who's your competition? They start asking all these detailed questions, but they chop it up and edit it to make it work for TV. So when you go in there, and let's say there's a guy named Kevin O'Leary. They call him Mr. Wonderful. He's from Canada. He sits right in the middle. He sits there, and he's one of the first people often to make an offer to the business owner. So I'm standing there. I just pitch my business. I say I want $1 million for 10% of my business. Kevin O'Leary will make me an offer. He'll say, all right, I'll give you $500,000 for 10% of your business, because I think that's what it's worth. I don't think it's worth $10 million. I think it's worth $5 million. So I'm going to offer you half of what you asked for. I'm going to offer you half of the money for the exact same percentage. So he's giving me a different valuation. Now, if I come back to Kevin and say, Kevin, I'm not interested in that offer. I think it's worth $10 million. I will not accept that offer. You know what Kevin sometimes says when people don't want to accept his offer? He says, you're dead to me. Don't talk to me anymore. I'm not interested. It's like a tongue-in-cheek thing. So he says, basically him saying you're dead to me means, listen, you're not interested in buying the offer that I made to you. Now you talk to the other 4 investors, me and you not having any more conversation. What does that have to do with all of you? That's the exact same way you need to feel about people who not buying into your brand. So whatever it is that you got going on, because understand, all of you have a brand, whether you got a website, whether you got some slogan, whether you print up t-shirts or you got hats, it doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. You as a person is a brand. And if anybody's not buying into what it is that you're doing, you shouldn't be paying that person any mind whatsoever. What I mean is this. So if you start a business and you call 50 of your friends and 10 of them say, and 40 of them say, yo, I'll come support your business. I'll come to the grand opening of your business, see what it is that you're doing. And I say 40 show up and 10 of them like, no, I'm not coming to your business. I'm not supporting that. I don't even like what you're selling. I'm just not interested. They're dead to you. You don't pay them no mind. You don't try to convince them to come. You don't try to tell them why your business is a good thing to do. You don't go and get mad at them. You don't curse them out. You don't go to somebody else who knows them and tell them how terrible that they are. You don't try to argue with that person or convince them to get involved with what it is that you're doing. If they're not buying into what you're selling, they are dead to you. You pay them no mind. How many of you been on an airplane within the last 12 months? When you're on an airplane, about halfway through the flight, what happens? The flight attendants, they got that big cart that takes up the whole aisle, and they start rolling through the aisle, right? They start rolling through the aisle with the cart, and they stop at each aisle of seats. And what do they say? They say, hey, Danny, would you like some water? Hey, Lisa, would you like some water? Hey, Marie, would you like some water? And if you say no, you don't want any water, next person says no, they don't want any water, and next person says yes, I want some water, who gets all the attention? The person who said they want some water. If I'm the flight attendant and you said no, you don't want no water, and next person said no, they don't want no water, they're dead to me. I'm not paying any attention to those people. I'm putting all my attention on the person who wants some water. I'm not trying to convince you that drinking water is going to make you live longer. I'm not trying to convince you that water will help you get through this flight a little bit better. I'm not going to try to convince you that drinking water is better than soda and the chips that you took from me when I gave those out free 30 minutes ago. I'm not going to try to convince you that drinking water will keep you more hydrated while you're on this flight and there's no low pressure in the cabin. I'm not going to try to convince you that drinking water will help you from your ears popping when we start to go down the land or when we hit turbulence or something like that. I'm not going to try to convince you that drinking water is a good thing to do, because if you don't want no water, you're dead to me. Now, is there times where there's somebody who doesn't want something that might actually be good for them, and maybe you might think, maybe it's a good idea, I could try to convince this person? That's one way that you can look at it, but here's another way you can look at it. When you try to give somebody some water and they don't want none, you waste time talking to that person. There's somebody who wants some water that's waiting for you to come by and offer some water because they really want some. They probably going to drink the whole cup and ask you for another one before you get to the next aisle, but you can't even get to that person because you're spending all your time trying to convince somebody who doesn't want any water. If somebody's dead to you and they don't want water, somebody doesn't buy into what you're selling, rather, they don't want any water, they're dead to you. Move on to the next person. Somebody is waiting for you to give them attention. Somebody's waiting to pay you with their attention and subsequently with their money, but you can't even get to them because you're putting all your focus on the people who ain't buying what you got. For example, there's this guy about 10 years ago. I was at this like a business event, and this guy was teaching us about sales. And sales, everybody's in sales. If you don't know you in sales, you just ain't doing good at it. Everybody's in sales. But anyway, he was talking about sales, and one of the things he said, he used to work at this Verizon kiosk in the mall. Now, y'all know today, like if you walk through the mall and you see the people at the little cell phone kiosk, they don't really bother you today. They kind of just let you walk by. Most of the time, they looking at their own phones. They don't even look at you when you walk by. They only talk to you if you walk up to them. But if y'all remember about 10 to 15 years ago in that time frame, between, let's say, 2000 and 2005, those cell phone guys used to be super aggressive, right? They would see you walking by. You'd be like all the way over there. You about to go in Bath and Body Works, and they calling out. You about to go on Foot Locker, and they like, yo, what kind of phone you got? Yo, how much you paying for your phone? Yo, I can get you a better phone, right? Y'all remember how the cell phone guys used to be super aggressive? So this guy, his name is Tony. He said, I used to work at this Verizon stand, and every time somebody walked by, I stop them, I'd be aggressive, I'd engage in conversation, try to sell them a phone. So one day he started talking to this woman. He got this woman to stop, and he said, what kind of phone you got? What kind of plan you got? I can give you a better phone, a better plan. But the woman didn't agree. She said, well, my phone's better than what you're offering. My plan's better than what you're offering. So he started going back and forth with this woman about how his phone was better, and she saying how her phone was better. And he said, I knew within 30 seconds of that conversation that this woman was not going to buy a phone from me. But I was so focused on proving her wrong that I kept talking to her. He spent 45 minutes arguing with this woman about why his phone was better than the phone that she had. Now, they were both idiots. I don't know why the woman sat and talked to him. She wasn't buying the phone. He doesn't know why he was talking to her because she wasn't buying the phone. But anyway, he spent 45 minutes talking to this woman, trying to convince her that his phone and his cell phone plan was better than what she already had. The whole time he's talking, all these potential customers are walking by. All these potential customers that he couldn't talk to are walking by while he's arguing with this woman, trying to convince her to pay attention to what it is that he had, and then subsequently pay money to what it is that he had. How much money did Tony make during that 45-minute period? None. He didn't make no money the whole time he was doing all that talking. All because he was paying attention to somebody who wasn't a fan. He was trying to revive a dead body. See, when somebody's dead to you and they don't want what you had, they're a dead body. You cannot revive a dead body. Once they're dead, it's over. There ain't no coming back from the dead. You're dead to me. They're not buying into what you're saying. And this is what happened. No, she shouldn't have took out the pepper spray. She could have just walked away. She didn't walk away. That's why I said they were both idiots, because they both kept debating, even though she didn't want what he had. And he knew he wasn't selling her what he had, but they both kept talking because they both wanted to prove themselves right. Sometimes in life, you just got to swallow the pride of trying to prove yourself right. If you know that what you're doing is the right thing, you know that what you're doing is going to work, you know that the business that you got is going to help a whole lot of people, you know that the idea that you just came up with is going to change the world and is going to empower a whole bunch of people to do the things that they want to do, you don't have to convince people that it's right. There's going to be people out there who says, you know what, I'm not buying into what you got. And Ken Flan said, your paycheck is in a lot of pockets, you just have to know how to ask. Exactly, that's a good point. And that's the reason why I talked about my previous scope. Sometimes you just got to give people information in a different way so they can get it, because everybody doesn't get it the same way. Everybody is not going to be convinced at the beginning of what it is that you're going to do. There are people who are not going to be convinced at the end of what it is that you're going to do. There are things out here now. I remember when microwaves first came out. You know, people used to be afraid of the microwave. Like, yo, don't stand near the microwave. You're going to die of radiation. Oh, yo, you pregnant. Don't use the microwave. You're going to kill the baby. You know how people used to say that? People just didn't believe that microwaves work. Now, 20, 30 years later, we know the microwaves are pretty much safe. Everybody got a microwave where they live, almost everybody, or they got a toaster oven or something like that. Microwaves are an accepted part of our world. They used to cost $800. Now they cost $20. They're accepted. But there's still people out there who are negative about microwaves. They're like, nah, microwaves don't work. No matter how much proof they get that microwaves are safe and they're fine and they can do what they're supposed to do, there are people who just won't believe it no matter what you show them. And that's the same way that life is. There are people out there who are going to be negative no matter what you say, no matter what proof you got, no matter how much success you have, no matter how many signs life gives them that they're supposed to listen to what it is that's being told to them over and over and over again by the universe. Right, like you said, they're lost causes. People are just not going to buy into what you got. So when somebody's not buying in, they're dead to you. Don't convince them. Don't keep selling them. Don't try to get their attention. Don't argue with them. Don't fight with them. Don't get mad at them. Don't curse them out. Don't unfriend them on Facebook. Let them be who they're going to be. All right, people are going to be who they're going to be in life. You can't change people from being who they are. You let life change them. All right, let life change them into what they are. Because if you try to convince somebody of something, they still won't have the same opinion. They might listen to you for a minute. They might listen to you for a minute, appease you to let you feel like you're right. Do people still use Facebook? Yeah, people still use Facebook, Eddie Vegas. More people use Facebook than Periscope. A whole lot more. So yes. So understand that your dead to me concept means this. When somebody's not buying into what it is that you're doing, they're dead. All right? They're dead to you. Don't try to revive them. Don't try to bring them back to life. Don't try to convince them not to be dead. Let them be dead. Let them be dead and go sell to the people who want to buy what you got. There is somebody out there who wants to support your cause. There's somebody out there who wants to become your customer. There's somebody out there who wants to like your Facebook page. Somebody out there who wants to follow you on Instagram and retweet all your tweets and watch all your YouTube videos and follow you on Periscope and give you all the hearts they could possibly give you. There's somebody out there who wants to do that. But you can't get to them while you're trying to argue with the dead bodies. Y'all understand that? You can't get to them while you're trying to argue with the dead bodies. And there are people on here giving me comments about what they think about social media, Facebook, and Twitter. Listen, you can be successful in all of them, all right, if you know what you're doing. You can use all of them to your advantage depending on what it is that you got going on. All right, there are people who are, somebody said Facebook is for losers. Listen, there are a lot of people winning on Facebook right now. So there are people whose entire business is based on making money on Facebook. So I wouldn't say Facebook is for losers, all right. Periscope too, and Twitter and Instagram. Everything makes money. That's a separate scope that we're going to talk about. So Carol asked me, can I apply this to human relationships? Absolutely. Somebody don't want to be your friend, they're dead to you. Go find somebody who wants to be your friend. There's somebody out there who wants to buy into what you got. Go talk to that person. Don't talk to the person who doesn't want to. If somebody doesn't like you, somebody's hating on you, somebody's talking shit about you on the sideline, don't get mad at them. Go pay attention to the people who are supporting you. Don't argue with them. Don't think about what they said. You don't have to respond to their trash talk. You be who you are. All right, I'm going to come back with another scope because I got a lot to say. I got a lot to say, man. So look, make sure y'all follow me here. Make sure y'all follow me here on Periscope. Turn on your notifications only for me. Don't turn on notifications for nobody else you following. Turn on your notifications for Dre all day so that every time I come on live on Periscope, I don't care what you're doing. I don't care if you're eating breakfast. I don't care if you're changing a diaper. I don't care if you're driving. I don't care if a cop pulled you over and he's questioning you. If you get the notification that says Dre all day is live on Periscope, you come immediately because it's some information that you ain't going to want to miss. All right, so we're going to come back in a few. Make sure your notifications on so you don't miss a word of it. Work on your fucking game. DreAllDay.com. Checking out this video. Make sure you follow all my top content up here. Follow me on all your favorite social networks right over here. And make sure you are subscribed to catch all the new content I put on this channel every single day. Work on your game.